Oh, that has that. Create a thumbnail. Get mad. Share. Download. Download. Share. Download that. Close that thing. That. Jeez.
Charlie Holmes, don't get fucked up in this bullshit. Stay straight, pendejo. No sermons, this, remember?
I know, I've got a problem.
Next time you go to Target, make sure you look out for this collectible toy there.
I know, I've got a problem. I keep buying motherboards.
Damn, it's loud. Mm. Mm. Well, it says we have about 3 viewers right now. This is my first live stream, and I want to do this live stream. I got, currently sitting over, 500 subscribers now. So I wanted to launch my first live stream, open up the floor, answer any questions. If you guys have seen the videos, if you guys have any questions about the videos, any questions about the items I'm picking up, let me know how, your stores are going. If you guys do sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and yeah, if you guys have any, issues with eBay that you guys are experiencing, more than happy to try to help if I can. But, I personally have not really been experiencing too many issues. The occasional glitch here and there. Did have a bit of a slowdown over the weekend, a little bit below average sales. But that could be due to a few factors that, what's happening in the world right now. I know I have been more, glued towards the news, not really, looking online for anything except getting updates on what's happening in the Middle East. Also, Prime Day, I guess, was Prime Day's here. So, that could also be a reason for lower sales. But open up the floor to any questions about me, any questions about how I run things, any questions about shipping, where I source at. Guess I'll just kind of hang out for a little bit until more people enter the chat. Any questions? I was just getting some video footage uploaded. Is that my mic? I'm still trying to learn the live situation here, make sure I have everything set up properly. Let me know if you guys can hear anything. Yeah, but I was uploading, or not uploading, but getting my content off my GoPro. I was at the flea market this morning. I'm going to try to go 3 days in a row to the flea market here and see what I can find. It's been pretty good. I mean, the flea market, if you go back to the flea market, you'll definitely find a lot more variety, different stuff. Well, not variety, maybe just different stuff each time you go. It's better than the Goodwill. You go to the Goodwill 2 days in a row, you'll kind of see the same stuff on the shelves. Won't be very exciting, in my opinion. But when I go to the flea market, there's always different stuff. I mean, some of the usual vendors I shop at, they will have a lot of the same stuff from the previous days. But they do tend to have a good variety, especially the good ones. The ones that you will notice, there are ones who, a lot of them are, buy lockers, they buy estates, all that. And usually when they have one big score, they're going to keep bringing it out until they sell out. Or they do office cleanups too, office cleanouts. And so when there's one big score, they'll just keep bringing that stuff, recycling it over and over again. But the good ones, they have, a variety of stuff to bring. They have different lockers they bought and purchased. I really don't know where they have the time to, some of these, vendors are there almost every single day the flea market's open. And so when I see them there, I'm like, man, when I don't understand when they have the time to even clean out a locker to bring stuff. Seems like they're just going 7 days a week. I mean, good for me. Uh, and I'm pretty sure they have help too. I know a lot of them, it's a family affair. So they have a lot of family involved. They all help out. The flea markets end about, people start wrapping them up right around 2 o'clock. The flea market that I go to wraps up about 2 o'clock. Because it's also a, what do you call it? Uh, it's also a drive-in theater. So you see the screens in my video. It's also a drive-in theater, so they have to be cleaned up and out of there at a certain time, so that way they can start prepping for movies later on that night. And so they end their but they probably start their day really early because when we've gone to sell, man, you have to show up early. Well, some people have I guess a membership there where you kind of get like a fast pass type of situation, and you have your own lane. I think you can even set up earlier than other people as well too. But if you're just selling like for the day, wow, some people get there to line up the night before it opens. They'll be waiting there in line to get a good spot and set up. Now, I think I've mentioned this in videos before about the what do you call it? What time's the best time to go? And for this flea market, it tends to be right around 8 o'clock or so. Because I've noticed like when we have gotten there really early, there's still people setting up. So you really, I mean, if you get there like at 7, there are people still setting up, and you might not get a chance to see what everybody has available for resale. But yeah, some people get in there early, and they get a lot of good stuff early too. So I prefer to go. Well, I kind of have no choice but to go about 8:30 or 9. Um, after I drop off my daughter at school, then usually I will grab my coffee and then head on down there. Not very far from my house, so don't really have to plan for any traffic or anything. I usually stop in the bank on the way there. They do have a ATM there, but like I said, ATMs always charge. So be prepared when you go to the flea market. Have cash. A lot of these vendors will accept. A lot of them just do Zelle now, which is fine. But it's fine. Yeah, there's no issues for me. But it really helps out if they can have an alternate form of payment. Anybody else having anybody out there? Their experiences sourcing? Do people like the flea market? People like Goodwill? Storage lockers? That's a tough one. Storage lockers. I don't know. That's a lot of work. Yeah. What did someone just bought a uh Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, actually, Tigger keychain, little PVC keychain there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw my flea market hat here. My wife says it's getting pretty dirty, but I like it. It's the way I like it. It's Gilroy Garlic Festival, um, which is no longer around. Ever since the pandemic, and then there was a shooting there. So I think the shooting happened right like the year before the pandemic, and then it shut it down. So then the following year, they didn't even get a chance to relaunch it, and I believe someone else was trying to set up a garlic show. Now we used to go to a lot of these shows and a lot of these festivals, and there's people there reselling, or they make their own stuff and they sell it there. That is another avenue to pursue, which we've done that before as well. We have done the boutique. Yeah, we have done the boutique route where we brought stuff to sell at the local schools. Uh, what else? We did a couple others, I think. Um, of course, eBay's always kind of been there. It wasn't, like I've said in my videos, it wasn't really until um, the pandemic that I really, really, we decided to just push really hard on eBay, go all in, and see how far we could take it. But I've always had a store, always maintained a store. And before I started to go out, sourcing regularly, usually I'd buy huge collections first and pretty much focused on, toys and tech stuff that I liked. And, I'd buy the last big lot of things I bought was a computer, not well, it was a computer, but it was a Bitcoin mining rig, or they were going to mine some sort of cryptocurrency on it, but they gave up on it. And this actually occurred, several months before the pandemic hit. I bought this huge miner with a bunch of graphics cards on it, and at the time what I was doing was actually building gaming computers. So I was building gaming computers and selling them. And as everybody knows, I mean, if everybody follows, tech, and I know it was in the news a lot during the pandemic, but tech became, all that those components just took off in price because everybody was mining crypto. So I couldn't, and then no one can go out, or no one really wanted to go out. Everybody was kind of paranoid, which we were too. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know the situation, but yeah, that put a stop to that. And I just kind of sold off the rest of the components I had laying around the house, and then of course went into my personal collection, started selling off that collection, and then was like, all right, we're off to the races now. We got a good head start with what we had already, and once things opened back up, we're like, all right, let's go. I sell in about 20 different categories. So if anybody, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm a pretty good expert in selling on eBay, and but we're always learning. We're always trying to get better. I'm always trying to improve. I know I did a behind the scenes video. Kind of showed you guys a little bit of the operation here. I know, there's areas to improve. There's areas um, areas that just need more revamping. Early on, especially early on when I started making videos, I was just doing everything, including pictures and shipping, right, in one station. But as more orders started coming in on a daily basis, I really needed my own dedicated shipping area. Don't inhale. um uh yeah, so as orders start to pick up, I mean, you need more space, and you need not only more space for inventory because you're selling more, but more space to work in. Depending upon what you're buying and selling, you may need to adjust your picture station. Really helps having a dedicated shipping area for your stuff. I don't know. Should I just keep talking? Should I wait for people to come in? It's been about, we're closing in on 35 minutes now. I mean, I'm going to hang out here for the whole hour. I mean, if people drop in at the last minute, maybe I will stick around. But today's a Thursday, and Thursday nights, me and my wife go to the Goodwill, our closest Goodwill to us, and do a little bit of thrifting, looking for cool stuff. Then we go get then it's what do you call it? Chick-fil-A night. Always a Chick-fil-A treat on Thursday nights. I don't have to prep a video today, but I don't have any. My regular job, my part-time job at the hospital is it was only one day this week, which turned out to be pretty nice because I had a lot of stuff to get done, and it's allowing me to go to the flea market 3 days in a row. Oh man, I got some great stuff coming up in future videos. Today, I picked up which I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. I might figure out if I can mount it somewhere, but if you guys are into whiskey or spirits or anything, I got a Buffalo Trace. It's a barrel lid, and it has the Buffalo Trace logo, name, and everything burnt into it. And so I'm gonna mount it somewhere. Is what I think I'm gonna do. It does go for $100. I got the lid. I got a bunch of other stuff for $60. So the lid will put me into the profit if I do decide to sell it and not mount it. And then I got another cool little a hat, which I might keep too. I don't know. It says on the front of the hat, it says Isla. It's Scottish. It's Islay, and the back it says Lefroy, which is a distillery over in Scotland, a very famous distillery. But I also got a Lefroy Scotch whiskey matches, little matches. It looks really cool. It looks like a little. So Lefroy has they package their bottles usually in cylinders, in cardboard cylinders, and so the matches are actually in a little tiny cardboard cylinder and has a striker on the bottom. So I wonder what it goes for. I might keep it, but I mean, whiskey people, or I don't know, spirit people that drink, you know, people that drink, people that drink are pretty, passionate about the products and the brands. I get all kinds. As a matter of fact, I just dropped a whiskey glass, but it's a really cool. I don't know if anybody have seen that, but let me put my head in the things to get it. I mean, that's all etched in there. Look at that. Actually, whoa, my camera does an automatic. I didn't realize this, but this camera does like an automatic, like zoom in and zoom out, and this camera I actually got from the flea market. Actually, the guy I buy a lot of tech stuff from. It's a really nice camera. It's a Polycom. I mean, if you guys see my video where I did it behind the scenes, I kind of flash it on screen. You might see it. It looks like a giant speaker, but it's actually a webcam. Works amazing. It looks great too. It works better than the. I have a Logitech Brio, which is a 4K, one of Logitech's high end webcams. But this one blows it out of the water. What was I gonna look up? Oh, Lefroy matches. see what this comes up with. I didn't even look it up. I just bought it. I don't even know if that's spelling Lefroy right. Lefroy. Let's see. Lefroy. Lefroy whiskey. Lefroy Scotch. Here it is, right here. I got it. I don't know. I don't think it was pulling up the name proper. There we go. Copy. Okay. I have no idea what it goes for. I just bought it because, I bought the hat, and then I started seeing. It's kind of weird, the way matches. Let's see. It's kind of weird, like as you're sourcing, shopping at these places, you know. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. $18. Dang. Is a keychain with Matt? Yeah. Well, this is a keychain and some pins. $18. Jeez. There's none other listed, but I'm probably gonna keep it though because I'm a huge whiskey fan. But a lot of these when I find like at the Goodwill or at the flea market, there's always this like a theme that starts to develop as I'm there. I don't know what it is really. Like the other day, I was there and I was finding a bunch of vintage phones. All of a sudden, everybody have vintage phones. I started with one, then two, three, four, and I started seeing more of them. Then today it was, yeah, or the other day it was like computer stuff. I started finding computer components. Then today it was like alcohol or spirit branded stuff, and it was just all over them. I'm like, whoa, there's all kinds of this stuff everywhere. Wow. It's kind of strange the way that a certain your trips all start to hover around or start to develop into a certain theme that of items that you start finding just randomly. It's kind of strange the way it works. But I guess there's patterns throughout the whole universe. If you guys want to talk particle physics, we can talk particle physics on this channel. I don't know if that would help in the reselling world, but I do like to dabble in a little, theoretical particle physics. Here, I want to talk tech, want to talk computers, how to resell them or what? Let me know. I've been reselling computer stuff for a long time. I mean, I think I mentioned in a previous video my first and only pre-built computer, not a laptop. Laptops you can't really I don't. There are some like bare bone laptops you can buy and assemble them with your own parts, but it's very rare. I don't even think that market like came very briefly and then left. But plus everything's so proprietary when it comes to laptops. The different internal connections. But my first and only pre-built computer was 95, I believe. It was an IBM, and at that time when I first got it, yeah, I was into electronics and stuff, but I really didn't know the whole internal workings, how to build my own computer and everything. And so I used that computer for a couple of years, and then eventually, started learning more about computers and really got involved in the whole computer building, computer gaming community. As soon as I got the computer, well, the first thing I did start gaming on it, and that was right. So I started gaming on a Atari, of course. I think it was the 2600 Atari. That was really cool. There was a cool baseball game that we always played, me and my dad. But then after the Atari, then I got the Nintendo, the original Nintendo system, and that oh man, that was amazing. Super Mario, of course. One game I really, really liked and actually saved up money for it in a paper mache piggy bank that I made at school was what's it called? Not Finding Nemo. It was like Oh man, what's the name of that game? It's something Nemo, the Dream Master, something like that. Oh man, I was addicted to that game. Then after that, then I got a Sega Genesis after that, and play. I mean, I of course, I played all the major games. Mortal Kombat, Road Rash, everything was on there. And then after the Genesis came out, I really, I gamed on those from time to time, but uh, after that, it wasn't until I got my computer, then I started gaming on my computer, and then started building computers, then into more game, first person shooters. Then it was all PC games. So, which is why in my videos, you don't see that I am, incredibly knowledgeable about, the video game. Yeah, I have, video game knowledge. I have a lot of friends that are into video games. But as far as, video games, I played all the major ones on the Nintendo. On the Nintendo, I just shake the desk by accident. On the Nintendo, Genesis, and that's about it. I never got a Super Nintendo. I never got N64, GameCube, anything like that. So I wasn't really into those games. Once I started PC gaming, that was it. It was just PC games off here on out from there. And PC games aren't that great. I mean, there are some great PC games, especially from the early years. The early copies of Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem. Uh, or some other ones. I've sold like the Half Life, the original Half Life copies, Half Life 2, um, and then Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. If you find any games that are not online to download, and a lot of them are on Steam or on Epic. Every company, I think it's Origin for EA. That's their like a download platform. But any of those platforms, if there's a game that's not on there to download, generally those ones tend to be more valuable. Excuse me, such as Lord of the Rings. You find Lord of the Rings for the PC, any Lord of the Rings games for the PC, those are not available for download right now. As far as I know, things might have changed recently, but those ones go for quite a bit. I actually sold a Lord, which I found at Savers. It was Lord of the Rings. It was actually all the Lord of the Rings games that had come out on PC in one package, and I sold it for, I think it was $85, and I picked it up for $2.99 at Savers. And then I've since found another PC game, which was it was a Lord of the Rings. I forget which one exactly it was, but it was a Lord of the Rings, and it ended up selling for $30. A lot of those Lord of the Rings are strategy games. I think they're turn-based strategy, if I remember correctly, which I really wasn't a big fan of the turn-based strategy games, more real-time strategy. But more so, I was into first-person shooters, Battlefield, Doom, Half-Life, of course. I mean, Half-Life was amazing, but which is why you'll see me out there. You'll see me looking at. I'll definitely look at games. I'll look for all the major titles, the names, but I'm not super knowledgeable about video games, Nintendo games, or anything like that. I'll look for the major names that are out there that I play, and that'll be it. You saw me recently pick up a Switch, which I wanted a Switch, and well, I had a Switch. I had a Switch Lite, but I wanted a Switch so I can connect it to my TV. Now I need to find a controller. I need to find a controller for it, but so I can basically play the old Nintendo games that I used to play on the Nintendo. So that's fun. I started actually listing. If you saw my videos, I started listing these the Nintendo these Apple AirPods. I just started doing that. I mean, because you have to test them out, make sure they work. And these ones here happen to be the wireless charging cases. It's the A1938. Now you can actually look up these serial numbers to make sure it's for you can make sure it's legit first of all, and second, you can also make sure that if it has a warranty still, and a lot of these still run under warranty, and so you go just Google what is it? It's Google Apple. What is it? Apple. Okay, Google Apple AirPods warranty check, and then you go in there. You input the serial number, which is the long number. It's inside the lid here, and you enter this long number, GN2D, and well, like, all the serial numbers going to be different. So you enter this long old serial number that's in there, and it'll tell you if it's if it's under warranty and when it was purchased and all that. But that'll tell you just that, like, the serial number on here is just for the case. Each earbud actually has their own serial number too, so you'll need to look that up too, and it'll tell you if it's legit. But I'm pretty sure if the case is legit, then the two earpods more than likely legit as well too. So, however, this one here that I have right here on my computer desk, for some reason it won't wirelessly charge. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm actually kind of surprised the battery's still charged, because I was this is the first one I actually pulled out of there, and I was using it myself, and the battery like died relatively quickly. But then I was reading these only last like 24 hours, so maybe that's the case. My previous earbuds here, I like to use over-the-head earphones, because earbuds, and a lot of the ones that are out there that are not Apple, they're all go in your ear, and I don't really like that, especially when I'm walking, because I get the boop, 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 as I'm like, I hear my steps when I'm walking, or I hear my heart when I'm walking. So I don't like that. It bothers me. So I tend to use over ear headphones, which I have some Microsoft ones right now, which are really cool. I really like those. I've tried the Bose ones. I tried the Sony ones. Not really a huge fan of the Sony. They don't really fit my ears that well. And then the Bose ones, well, I did like the Bose ones. I don't know. I prefer the Microsoft ones I got, which this chair doesn't roll. My other chair used to roll, but I have them back there. But they're over ear Microsoft earbud headphones. Then I actually found these at the Goodwill. And these are PLT, or Plantronics. Plantronics is big in computer headsets, and these are actually really cool. I do like these. The only thing I don't like about these is the big case. I mean, look at this. Let me compare those two. I mean, this has the backup battery on the inside. Maybe that's why this lasts so much longer. I mean, look how big it is compared to the Apple AirPods. So that's probably why. And then I've used like the Amazon one. I think even the Amazon ones are bigger than that. But maybe that's why I feel like the Apple AirPods die so quickly, because I've used other ones with bigger batteries, backup batteries. But these ones are really cool. I really like these. The only thing I dislike about them is the charging, man. Everything's moving to USB-C, and this is a micro USB, and then they're not in earbuds either. They kind of just hover over. You just sit in that, in the space right there in your ear, and just like the Apple ones. So I got all those Apple ones. I am currently using Apple earbuds right now, and just because this is so big to carry around. But I do like these. And those I found at Goodwill. So do a lot of my shopping, of course, at Goodwill. You've heard me say that before. Goodwill, the flea market. I actually saw a really cool. I was gonna buy it, but it was broken with a Snapple fluorescent, no, neon light. But the neon glass was broken, and I was like, no. They only wanted $20 for it. Well, we're closing in. We're within 7 minutes, and it's only been, looks like, me talking. But I mean, this is my first live. We'll do more lives in the future. I just wanted to kind of jump on here and see if anybody had any questions, any of my new followers out there. Of course, you know, we're trying to close in. You're trying to get 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subs, but currently sitting at 547 subs right now. That is. Let's see. It is right now. I'm on the West Coast, so it is currently 4:01 p.m. And so something happened with it. The camera like froze right off the bat, so I kind of shut it down, then brought it back up again. What else? What else can I talk about? Talk to myself about? Mice. Have you guys seen any computer mice out there? This is one of the best. Is it turned on right now? This is connected to my work computer, but it shouldn't be turned on right now. This is, I think this one is probably one of the higher, goes for the most right now. This is actually by Microsoft. You see, it's like, get over here. All right, you're going to see it upside down. But it's Microsoft. It's the Microsoft Trackball Explorer 1.0. It's a USB connection, so it does pretty well. Logitech's do really well. I have a Logitech one over here. It is an older one. Kensington. If you find any Kensington trackballs, those do incredibly well. The bigger trackballs, the better. Those do really well. I bought and sold those before in the past. And generally ones with a lot of functions on it too. There's also like an ergonomic. It's not. It is like a mouse, but it's like a. It's like a what do you call it? Almost like a wrist rest for your keyboard, and then it has two clickers on each side, and then it has like a slide bar. A bar on top that kind of slides back and forth and rolls up and down. And it allows you to move the mouse around the screen. Those ones go for pretty good money. See, what are they? Ergonomic mouse wrist rest roller. I don't know. Let's try those. See those keywords. Ah, here we go. Yeah, it's by Contour Design roller mouse. Okay, let me see what they. Okay, Amazon has it for $350. Dang. There was one time I saw the box at the flea market, and I picked it up, but it wasn't inside. All right, like 100 to 200. I mean, if you find it, obviously, if you find it brand new, it's going to go for close to $200. But used between $50 to $100 looks like. Yeah, let me show you guys what this looks like just on my phone. So you guys keep an eye out for it if anybody's watching. But that's definitely what you want to look out for there. So, yeah, so anything ergonomic. I always sell. I haven't found any recently, but those Microsoft ergonomic keyboards do really well. Look them up. I forget what the exact name is. Let's see here. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in my solds on my phone. I have to go back farther. Microsoft. Oh yeah, here we go. So it's a Microsoft Natural Ergonomic Keyboard 4000. The actual model number is KU-0462 is the actual model number on that. And those sell almost immediately. As soon as I list them, they're usually sold quick. Those are pretty cool. I don't know why. I mean, it's a nice keyboard. It's a really good keyboard, but they sell so fast. Definitely want to make sure they work. And I think it's pretty easy to test. Anybody can test a keyboard, I think. Just plug it. It's USB usually. Plug it into your keyboard. Plug it into your computer or your Mac, your PC or your Mac, and then go to a web browser. Type in keyboard tester, and it'll usually come up with a little like a little keyboard on the screen. As you type the buttons, they'll change colors, indicating that it works. Obviously, if it's missing keys, you know, that's a whole nother problem. But we're closing in on the hour, and I got things to do. Got to bring in actually it was getting kind of warm today, so I got to bring in. I mean, it's not crazy. It wasn't warm like the other day, but it is getting warm. I got to bring in my stuff from the flea market. Still in my car. Nothing I think I really have to worry about, but I do have some hats in there. So we're gonna wrap this up in about a minute. We'll definitely do another live. I'm not gonna commit to a live like every week, just because I'm pretty busy. But who knows? I mean, I might do another live. But maybe we'll do another live next week. We'll see. I'll definitely post it, make an announcement before I do it. It's just the way lives go. You need more subscribers to get people in. Well, I'm going to wrap up the stream unless anybody jumps in at the last minute or last second. A few more seconds. No questions, anything. Well, that's 1 hour, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. Check out my videos. I'm going to bring another video tomorrow. My shipping is probably going to be a little inconsistent as far as how often I upload, just because things are pretty busy, and trying to do one every day turned out to be a lot of work, even though it's not that much work. It's not that much work to do the video, just the processing and remembering to do it. Taking the time during the video to educate is what really kind of chews into my shipping time. So I'm going to end the stream now. If you guys have any comments, concerns, definitely check out my videos and drop it in any of them. Catch you guys later.